myself. Oh no, give me that sound. Oh, I gotta go like Cobain. 8 years to the grave, gone insane. My blood got propane. How you gon' go and throw my name with shame? Already cross-faded, making it to the disco. I hate it, and you know how this goes. You framed it, picture painted in my room. This that real life shit, none of Zoom, got the scene in it.
Make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
What's up, y'all? It's your most Desmos. JerCrispy, we're back in the video. The actor who called Disney out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media. It's gonna pop on the screen. We're on the road to 500. What I finna say? We back with the consistent content. So, you know, hey, we here with the more big uploads for y'all. Y'all be ready, get the views up, run up, watch the videos, and get everything cracking and lacking. Let's get it.
Lead characters in the biggest franchise in the world, but only a few years later, this dream job would be far.
Hello.
When the world heard that Star Wars was returning for a sequel trilogy in 2014, nobody was happier than John Boyega, a lifelong Star Wars fan who just got cast as one of the lead characters in the biggest franchise in the world. But only a few years later, this dream job would be far from a dream and more like a nightmare, as rumors began that he had been blackballed from Hollywood. John Boyega would soon get into a public feud that could harm the rest of his career with one of the most powerful corporations in the world, Disney.
Let's say Star Wars always had the vibe of being the most whitest elite space. Like, this franchise is so white.
John Boyega was born on March 17th, 1992.
I mean, he ain't lying though. Disney is mostly like, yeah, they ain't like low key, cause I ain't like, you don't see that much like art actors like that. Like Samuel Jackson, I guess Samuel Jackson was on there. I mean, yeah, but that nigga end up dying
In Peckham, South London, to Nigerian parents. Through his younger years, he joined youth theatre programmes, studied film and acting at South Thames College, and eventually trained at the Identity School of Acting, a school known for producing British talent, including Letitia Wright and Damson Idris. Boyega's first break came in 2011 with the cult sci-fi including Letitia Wright and Damson Idris.
I know that ain't Mr. Snowfall himself. That is just the Snowfall itself. Man, what the heck you been up to, man? Hey, bro, we gonna have to bring that man up stream. I like that. After everything I did for you, you ain't gonna listen to me. You did this to me. And Teddy should have blown your head off.
His first break came in 2011 with the cult sci-fi film Attack the Block. At just 19 years old, he starred as Moses, a South London teen fighting.
Oh, that's him. With them little weird alien species things that they end up getting arrested at the end.
Off an alien invasion. The movie was gritty, fun, clever, and John Boyega stole the show. Critics praised his performance, and Hollywood started to notice. For a kid from Peckham, going from a local theatre to a breakout film role was already a success story, but it was only gonna get crazier. In April 2014, at only 22 years old, and after only appearing in 3 feature films, John Boyega was cast as Finn in Star Wars The Force Awakens. A day he said he'll never forget. And after a handful of auditions, director J.J. Abrams emailed him asking to meet, and I go, okay, I'm gonna be right there. At the time I had £45 in my account. It took £33.83 to get to JJ. Do the math. So I go in. Each step I took, I was nervous. I was like, okay, cool. You know JJ is a phenomenal nice guy, and if he was to tell me I didn't get the part, he would still feed me. And so I sat down and JJ just said, thank you so much for coming back. I know we've kind of strained you with this amount of auditions. At that time I took it upon myself to try and get another audition and go like, JJ, please, look, I can audition again. I can do British, Scottish, Nigerian, whatever. And he goes, you're in. Beating out actors like Tom Holland and Michael B. Jordan for the role, John Boyega was obviously ecstatic. But even before the film came out, John Boyega would really see how some of the Star Wars fanbase minds worked. Because while he was over the moon with the news of his new job, one picture from the trailer didn't sit right with a few Star Wars fans. The sight of a black stormtrooper. This led to countless pictures posted to Twitter, and even a boycott attempt, #BoycottStarWars7. The hashtag started after some fans claimed...
No, when I first saw that, and I ain't watched the movie, and I saw that on Fortnite, bro, I was like, whoa. When this the new Luke Skywalker or something like that? And then to find out this nigga name was Finn. I was like, Finn? You talking about Finn off of Adventure Time? Yeah, I remember him.
done was promoting white genocide. But soon after, the real fans took control of the hashtag and instead called out the bigotry in the original hashtag. Folks, let me get this straight. Wookiees, Ewoks, and droids are fine, but a black person is a problem. Go home, you're drunk. Just wondering if any of the hashtag boycott Star Wars 7 idiot brigade have worked out that a black man voiced Darth Vader. John Boyega even responded to the fans with 4 words: get used to it. And oh, would they have to, because to promote The Force Awakens, John Boyega was placed front and center in every poster. Posters showing him holding a blue lightsaber, commercials, merchandising campaigns with his face plastered everywhere. And this will be important to remember as the video goes on, because I want to emphasize that John Boyega was not a side character, he was a key character, the enemy turned hero who would carry the saga into a new generation. And when The Force Awakens hit theaters in December 2015, the hype paid off and the records were shattered. In its opening weekend in the USA, it grossed $248 million, the biggest of all time up to that point. Over $2 billion worldwide at the box office, making it the highest grossing Star Wars film in history. And it became a cultural event. Even if you were a Star Wars fan or not, you were going to the cinema to watch this film. And for John, the reviews were glowing. Critics called him charismatic, likable, and the emotional heart of the film. His chemistry with Daisy Ridley's Rey was praised as one of the best parts of the story. In that moment, it seemed like everything was aligning. John Boyega had gone from an estate in Peckham to being the hero of the biggest film of the year. He was walking red carpets, winning awards like the BAFTA Rising Star in 2016, and being hailed as one of Hollywood's brightest young talents. But while the first Star Wars film positioned him as a central figure, the stormtrooper turned hero, maybe even Jedi in training, well, the next 2 films would tell a very different story. And this is where the cracks in Boyega's Star Wars journey really start to show. After the success of The Force Awakens, fans expected Finn to become a cornerstone of the new Star Wars trilogy. His arc, the stormtrooper turned to hero, possible Jedi, was set up as one of the most interesting new characters. But in 2017's The Last Jedi, things changed. Instead of continuing Finn's arc as a central hero, the film pushed him into a side storyline that many fans felt was filler. Paired with new character Rose Tico, Finn's journey to Canto Bight, the casino planet, felt disconnected from the main story. Critics argued that Finn's character went from potential Jedi hero to just comic relief, sidelined while Rey and Kylo Ren carried the emotional core of the saga. For Boyega, it was the first sign that Finn's importance was fading. Then came 2019's The Rise of...
That's crazy, son. You just gonna push me after we freaking did amazing in the box compress, the box and all that, and we did it everything. You gonna push me to the side, bro? Nigga, that was supposed to be me kissing her.
Skywalker. This was supposed to be the epic...
Probably in his mind, that's supposed to be me kissing her, not him. Me!
conclusion to the trilogy, the movie that tied everything together.
But I ain't lying to you though, Sam. Imagine you was the main character of your show, and they just said, let's rewrite you and put you as a side character, like on some freaking now some Hawkeye level. You on the back, but we still know you, but you back there, just on some I say, what cartoon we could put that as main character? Y'all tell me a cartoon. In the comments below, tell me a cartoon, a dude who got put on the side.
But instead of a redemption for Finn, the film doubled down on sidelining him. Finn spent most of the movie running after Rey, shouting her name, and never truly got a resolved arc. Hints that he might be force sensitive, or even a Jedi in his own right, were dropped without explanation. The lightsaber that once symbolized his future as a central hero was passed back to Rey. By the end of the trilogy, the character who had been marketed as one of the faces of Star Wars was left in the background. Although the trilogy was successful through the box office, it was a disaster for the Star Wars legacy, with most fans being extremely disappointed with how it ended. And John Boyega's character Finn was just one example. Multiple huge parts of his character arc were left out. Scripts were also leaked that showed Finn leading a stormtrooper rebellion, a much more important storyline than what was landed on in the end. And so when fans looked into it more, they realized this might not be a coincidence. So they dug and dug more until posters were resurfaced from the first film, The Force Awakens, where TFA's Chinese poster noted notoriously shrunk Boyega, aka Finn's prominence, prompting accusations of racist market calculus. That episode fed broader suspicion that Disney grew cautious about highlighting Finn or John in later marketing or the story in general, a plausible factor that fans do bring up, although this isn't an uncommon occurrence when films are marketed in China, and it does happen.
Oh, look, DDG ex-girlfriend. Damn, R.I.P. to the GOAT, man. Damn, bro. R.I.P.
on other films. And in 2020, John Boyega broke the silence. First, in his GQ interview, where he called out Disney for sidelining Finn. He accused them of using his face to market diversity while giving his character zero depth. What I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. I'm the only cast member who
Hey, for real talk, bro. He ain't lying, though. They do be pushing us to the side. Like, damn, we ain't do nothing. But damn.
had their own unique experience of that franchise based on their race. Let's just leave it like that. It makes you angry with a process like that. It makes you much more militant. It changes you because you realize I got given this opportunity, but I'm in an industry that wasn't even ready for me. Nobody else in that cast had people saying they were going to boycott the movie because they were in it. Nobody else had the uproar and death threats sent to their Instagram DMs and social media. Black this and black that, and you shouldn't be a stormtrooper. No one else had that experience, but yet people are surprised that I'm this way. That's my frustration. Fans of Star Wars have highly speculated that his reduced role in the films were all orders by Disney executives. Disney had used John Boyega's face to sell diversity, to make Star Wars look fresh and progressive, but when it came to storytelling, they pushed him out of the spotlight, while Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver's careers stayed hot afterwards. Boyega found himself in a strange place, famous but not fully embraced by Hollywood. He had the talent and the fan base, but the machine that made him also stunted his rise. During the global wave of Black Lives Matter protests in 2020, John Boyega took to London's Hyde Park and delivered one of the most electrifying speeches of the movement.
This is very important, this is very vital. Black lives have always mattered. We have always been important. We have always meant something. We have always succeeded, regardless. And now is the time. I ain't waiting. I have been
Hey, speak your stuff, bro.
I'm 28 years old, born and raised in London. And for time, every black person understands and realizes the first time you were reminded that you were black. All those protesters on the other side protesting against what we want to try and achieve. On you, because this is so vital.
We're here for our convertible.
How about an SUV?
Want to get out of here?
Hier ist das Schiebe.
Later that year, Boyega starred in Small Axe, Red, White and Blue, directed by Steve McQueen. He played Leroy Logan, a real-life black police officer who tried to fight the systemic racism from inside the force. The performance was hailed as one of the best of his career. Boyega won a Golden Globe and a Critics' Choice Award, proving that he could show his talent without Disney. In 2022, he delivered another acclaimed performance in Breaking, playing Brian Brown Easley, a Marine veteran who holds up a bank after being failed by the VA system. Then came They Clone Tyrone on Netflix in 2023, teaming up with Jamie Foxx and Tiana Paris. Boyega showed off his range in a sci-fi comedy. The film earned strong reviews, with Boyega praised again for bringing depth and humor to a wild, genre-bending story. It wasn't Star Wars, but it proved Boyega could headline major projects outside of blockbuster franchises. By 2024 and 2025, Boyega had something he didn't before: control. He wasn't chasing Disney blockbusters anymore. He was building his own career, choosing roles with meaning, speaking truth to power, and representing himself, not just the studio's brand. And in 2025, he did not soften his stance on the Star Wars fanbase. In fact,
I still didn't watch it. They clone Tyrone. I don't know.
Doubled down. In the Apple TV Plus documentary, #1 on the call sheet, Black Leading Men in Hollywood, he pulled no punches.
Let me tell you, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. Like, this franchise is so white that it's like a black person existing in that was something. And you can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans try to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and had Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are on the cookie dough. I'm like, bro, they just scattered that in there, bro. They're okay with us playing the best friend. But once we touch they're heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my God, it's just a bit too much.
I thought he was going to be the hero from the poster of The Force Awakens, and I wanted him to be a Jedi. I just want good characters and stories. I don't care about his character not being a Jedi, but I definitely expected that Finn would have a much more relevant position and not being just the absurd comedic relief he ended as. You cannot have a black main hero, because who would Disney put on the posters? Star Wars isn't racist. Disney is just a virtue signaling cesspit of money grabbing assholes. They want China's money, and China is racist, so they will not have a main character be black. The blame is always at society, at not the corporate greed that controls society. It's getting old now. But not everyone agreed with his points, and some of the fan base saw it as him firing shots at everyone in the fan base, when really he should be taking shots at the people who messed up his character. Boyega is such a complainer. The majority of fans have an issue with how his character was written, and the writing of all those movies in general. That's Disney's fault. Andor is played by Mexican Diego Luna. I don't see any racist opinions on him, and he's the star of the series. Boyega making this about fans unable to handle a black actor at the center is such bull. They just want good writing. He's pulling the typical victim card to draw attention. His frustration wasn't with the entire fan base, but with one certain toxic section of the Star Wars fan.
Disney in general. So he feel like people need to treat white people more likable, like as everybody else, like everybody equal, and it is what it is. I agree with that sometimes too, but it's what it is. It's the world we live in, bro.
Other actors
all we could do is just stay safe, man. Stay around. Try to stay when we owe and get out the violence, bro. That's all we could do.
Series were literally bullied off social media entirely because of their characters and how a section of the fan base abused them online. In fact, despite all the grudges and how the writers just ruined his character's arc, John Boyega still loves the real Star Wars fans, still frequently visiting Comic-Cons to interact with fans in person. When you look back and really look at what happened, a 22-year-old guy getting cast in one of the biggest franchises just for them to ruin his character arc. It was a completely unfortunate scenario that's out of the actor's hands. He had zero control, and Hollywood.
Yep, and Hollywood, it probably will be going up and down. They don't know what they want to do now. Nothing to do with that. Is what it is. See y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all to the bottom of my heart. Going to road to 500, and I'm out.